What's up, everyone? It is Julian here with another video. Hope your Thursday is going well. Hope you're kicking ass out there. Hope the workouts, if you got your workout in today, that it was good. And today's video is I wanted to quickly discuss something. I did a podcast interview this morning with a guy, and he's located in London, and something interesting came up, and we were talking about aging, and I mentioned that my goal is 215 years, living 215 years, and I picked 215 initially because it would be 3 centuries that I would be able to see, and I just think that sounds awesome. But I told him I was thinking about raising the number just because of what's on the horizon, and there's a lot of great books on there, and hopefully I get some of the authors on the podcast soon to discuss those things. And when he talked about aging, he said, "Is that a good idea?" And the reason why is because of what typically comes along with aging. And when we think about aging, and this is where he was, that when we think about aging, it's something that's typically not seen in a positive light. We think about aging and we think about our temperature getting colder. We're colder all the time. We go to sleep early. We're weaker, we're fragile, we have more body fat on us, and we're more dependent on people, and we're not as mentally sharp. We're not ourselves. And that got me thinking right during the interview. And I said, the first part of aging is not any medical diagnostic assessment or tool or anything. It's really our mindset and mentality around aging and everything associated with that. We have to change what we think about aging. I told him that when I think of aging, I think of wisdom. When I see gray hairs on people, I think of wisdom. I don't think of frailty. Aging is humanity's biggest crisis, humanity's biggest issue. It's not diabetes or obesity or anything like that. All that comes from aging. Aging is the most expensive thing in our healthcare system. And aging starts in our mindset. I watched a awesome video this week on aging and centenarians, and I need to talk about that in more detail later on. But for this video, I want to just challenge you to take some time today and ask yourself, what do you really think about aging? What really goes on in your mind when you think about aging? A lot of people are not afraid to die, but a lot of people are afraid to age because of those things I mentioned. But aging doesn't have to be that way. When I mentioned to him about 215 and extending our lifespan among humanity, it's not just we're just living a longer time. We're not just going to be 115 years old and decrepit and weak and dependent on people. It's we're going to be 100 plus years old and kicking ass. That is the mission. That is the focus. It is not just to focus on lifespan. It's not just to focus on health span like people talk about. Those two things are important, but there's a third component, and that third component is well span. Yes, well span. So yes, our health span is increasing, improving. Our life span is improving, but our well span as well is improving. How are we experiencing each of those years that we live? How are we experiencing each of the days that we live now? For me, honestly, this fitness thing, it's not even about looks. Looks are important. Yes, absolutely. Looks are important, but it's also how, what does this fitness do for me in terms of my energy? What does it allow me to do? It allows me to experience life to the fullest. I can do damn near anything I want to because of my fitness that allows me, and that's a gift. And we don't have to lose that just because, the trips around the sun is increasing. Just because the calendar here says 45 or 65 or 75 doesn't mean that life's going to go downhill from there. That's just what regular people accept. That's just what mainstream wants you to accept. But it doesn't have to be like that way. I think that's the biggest thing. Some people are worried about just saggy skin and all those things. And who says that has to happen? A lot of things that we're told, a lot of things that we believe, in fact, we only believe those things because we were told those things our whole life. We have no idea why we believe those things, why we believe those things to be true. We just know these things because that's what they were told. But we never stopped to question, why do we think these things? And that concept right there, you can take that beyond just health and fitness and longevity. We can look at the state of the world right now. We can see a lot of people like that and think, why do we think this way? Who says we have to do things a certain way? Why not? And you know, that's what this is about. That's what this is all about. This health thing, yes, it's about we want to look good in the boardroom, in the bedroom. Of course we want vibrant energy, but it's really a thing of freedom and the ability to experience life to its absolute fullest and to live a rich life, however rich life looks to you. So to quickly recap this, aging is humanity's biggest crisis. Aging doesn't mean that you have to get colder, dumber, weaker, fatter. It doesn't mean those things. You don't have to. Just because people say that's what it is, doesn't mean it is. That's just what normal people do. But if you're one of you watching this video, whenever you watch this video, whenever you come across this video, odds are you're just not one of those people. And that's okay. Embrace it. You know, it takes crazy ones to say they're going to live 100 plus years. It takes a very unique people to say that. But when you think about aging, and you take 5 minutes a day to think about, what's my opinion of aging? Am I scared of aging? That's different from dying. That's a totally different thing. But aging, we have a lot of fear around that. We have a lot of fear. You know, honestly, at first, a long time ago, I was scared to hit my 30s. I thought that everything was going to go downhill from 30s because my current paradigm, growing up, everyone that I saw around me that was approaching 30 or getting closer to 30, they were already sliding. They were already going downhill. You know, the funny thing is, you know, I'm 35 right now, and even people I went to school with, you know, even college, some of those people have hit the slide already, and it's expected. People, you know, it's funny, I was talking to another friend about this the other week, about the slide, and this is kind of related to aging, is that when we get weird looks of being in better shape now than we were 10 years ago, having more energy now than we did 10 years ago, that's looked upon as weird by mainstream and the normal masses. The normal masses expects you to gain a little weight over the years, 2 pounds here, 3 pounds there, be a little more lethargic, be a little more lazy, not to really work on yourself, keep reading books, none of that, to keep your mind sharp. That's accepted, that's normal. But really pushing the threshold of human potential, aging gracefully, reversing aging, because there's biological tests for that, which I'll do a video on that soon. That's one of the things we do in the practice is we measure biological age compared to chronological age. So it's a choice that you have. You know, the way people think about aging is bullshit. And I told them that we should want people to live as long as possible, providing they have all three of those things I mentioned, the health span, the wealth span, and the lifespan, because with age and years of experience on this earth, that comes wisdom. You know, I don't know where I would be without my elders. I wish a lot of the elders that are gone, I wish they were here still, because they had a lot of wisdom to share. They had a lot of wisdom to share with young people like me, even people younger than me. And I think on the grand scheme of things, yes, we can see our great-great-grandchildren. That's one of the focuses that I have. But it's also, if we kept our elders around longer and gave them more respect, then they could pour into the youth. And I don't think we would have a lot of the issues that we see today if we had a lot of those elders around in vibrant health with the wealth span, the health span, and the lifespan. So that's part of the mission here, man. Yeah, people come in for weight loss, but it's much bigger than that. Even for me now, it's a much bigger picture. There's a lot of people that I do this for that are not even born yet. And I hope you do the same. And when you keep that big picture in mind, it's easy to get motivated every day. It's easy to be inspired. Actually, you don't need motivation because there's a mission and it's much bigger than you. So I kind of just rambled on a little bit, but that's all related to aging. The key factors here is health span, lifespan, and wealth span. And make up your own definition of what it means to age. Because what the everyday normal people say, that's bullshit. So get that out of there. But I just had a great run, so I'm feeling good. It's time to go eat. Peace out, and I'll see you tomorrow. See ya.